This is day 102, and because it's a Monday, I'm low on energy. I will get high on energy after 8 p.m. because that's when the sun sets. Interesting day. I was meant to wake up at a certain time. I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. And then I had to get some tests done. So I go there and they asked me to drink a lot of water. So I drink water, and obviously it's a natural thing. You drink water, you go to your. But they asked me to hold it. So at least half an hour, 45 minutes, I have to hold it to get that test done. Test was just like it's a general test. So they did that. They said, okay, you have to go and you have to go to the toilet after, and we have done it. I'm like, yeah, definitely. I'm waiting for it. And then that was fast. And so it's a pretty hectic day. I'm feeling at this point of time, every Monday, I am very down on energy. I just want something to eat. But then I have observed this. Once I go low on energy, if I survive that and I'm like, okay, whatever I do to, uh, pass that time, I feel normal after that. Actually, sometimes better as well. So, for example, 1.5 hour after this, I would be very normal. My functioning would be very normal, or maybe very, I will have rather better functioning because food obviously makes you lazy. The digestion process takes place, and then if the energy is towards your digestion process, that takes energy from the normal time. But as you have not eaten food for, let's say, 15 hours, 16 hours, and then there is no function of digestion happening in the body. There are tests that go on that you actually can survive without food for at least 18 hours. And in my personal opinion, I think with fruits and everything, if you go on like it happens in certain cultures, you can go on for days and days because obviously our body needs water, and just not normal water, but water in different forms. So it's pretty interesting. Now, how many hours today? Okay, let me calculate. It's 1 and 5, 12, 17. So I'm already 18 hours. So definitely I have gone more than around 20 hours I have gone without food. So, and it doesn't really feel like, okay, I need to uh, eat something after, like when you are just close to the margin. Sometimes, very rarely, that I'm waiting for food because I've prepared my food. I'm ready with all the spoons, and I'm like, okay, tick 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 tick, and otherwise I usually pass it. But okay, I'm giving reference of Melbourne because in Melbourne, due to certain reason, the sun sets half an hour late than in Sydney. So when I was in Melbourne, I might have gone within, let's say, 12 and 12 and 9, yeah, more than 21 hours, because when they have this then when in summer the days are very long, sometimes sun sets at around 10 p.m. So when sun is setting at that point, I'm waiting till that time, and then after that I am eating. But I remember I have done it like last summers. I did might must have done more than 21 hours. And in Sydney, I was relaxed a bit. I was like, I saw the sunset. I was like, okay, half an hour less. Why is that? And it was good for me because I am not following any particular time pattern. I'm following the sun. When is sun setting? So the start is midnight. I'm like, there is no. I'm not following any particular cultural thing here. It's just made it up because it gives you benefit. So after midnight, technically that is 12 o'clock. I very rarely, if I have missed it, by accident, I have eaten after midnight. But that would be obviously before sunrise. Always. I've never eaten after sunrise, before sunset. Or like if accidentally I was like, okay, I forgot about it and I eat 5-10 minutes early, I give that margin. But mostly, like 99%, I have been on the target after sunset, before sunrise, and that's like 99.95%. But 99% it's been after midnight, before, after sunset, after midnight, after sunset. So that's and how does it help me? Like when I'm doing meditation after a long fast, for example, if I had done it after like let's say 18 hours of fasting, that will give me a different sort of energy when I'm sitting down there. It feels, you feel it. But because I'm very big at eating, so it's a kind of a sacrifice for me to not eat it for like so many hours, because I'm always craving for food, and sometimes that causes some issues as well. But other than that, when I have control, like this is actually helping me control a certain urge. If I can do it, let's say 21 hours, I can go more than that, right? I can probably build up on this and get better out of it. Well, again, I'm talking on intermittent fasting, and oh, I forgot to tell you about my hat. So I got it yesterday. I liked it. I was like, okay. I was thinking of getting either the, the bandanas, what do you call it? Tie the hair are very long. Or I thought hat, but hat is pretty good, and it it is like all that, it keeps the hair intact. Well, I want to end the video, but I'm just thinking if I can stretch it till 10 minutes, 10 minutes duration of video. Okay, so yeah, there were a lot of ideas coming by one of my friends, Ajit, that as we were discussing, he was giving me these ideas about how I would have made 100th day special. Yes, that's true. But because I was stuck in the train the whole day, there was nothing special about it. I was just stuck, and I thought, okay, I'm getting too late. I can't make the video if I go back. So I just decided to make the video there itself while I was in train. And it was like a very different experience in the train, because I haven't experienced the delays they talk about. Okay, so talking about delays, uh, in Australia in general, there is severe staff shortages in multiple industries, and that did not happen before when there was lockdowns or there was other stuff going on. Omicron is breaking the back. How? Because they haven't put the lockdown, right? But there are some isolation rules, and workplaces are very compliant with it. So isolation rules send so many staff towards, they just like there's a staff shortage because they send staff to isolation. And isolation is Omicron cases are rising day by day, 20,000, 30,000, 20,000, 30,000 cases every day. And it's Melbourne and Sydney and Melbourne. Like Melbourne is second to Sydney, but there's a big shortage in supply chain, and in the companies that I know of is roles. So they need people, and Scott Morrison made this announcement that someone who's coming in between these days, 9th January to 9th March, free visa. You will get the refund, because they don't have people here. And it is so weird that how the rules can be changed when there is a severe demand for it. For example, when the COVID isolation rules should be same for everyone, right? But for the critical workers, their bodies are not of steel, right? They are getting COVID, and they are going to be the same super spreader, or they're going to have the same symptoms as normal other people who are not working in the critical sector. But they say, if you're not feeling well, come back to work. If you're not feeling the symptoms, come back to work. Now, this is again like going back to square one. People who have been impacted severely before, like last 2 years, They will think if you had to do this, then why have you wasted 2 years of our life? And this is the crisis. It's just testing leadership at all levels. It's testing human patience. It's also testing our urge to you know. Now we were talking about how it is important, the freedom aspect of it, but it is testing how patient we can be. I mean, obviously, it is making the patient out of the human body, but also patience, if you want to call it a little bit of a wordplay there. So, what is the lessons that Australia or world in general going to learn from these coronavirus pandemic that has happened? And there is a lot of prediction in that this is not the last one of the decade. This is going to be a decade of viruses. Yeah. Obviously, because of the regulations that around the flea markets for meats, there are so many documentaries going around how the meat is sold in unhealthy fashion in certain markets. And even if you are not consuming it, or even if you are a vegetarian, that doesn't matter, because these kind of viruses, they make a host body and they travel from body to body, and that's how you get the virus, right? So that'd be interesting to know. I'll be making few videos on the pandemic lessons and how the life has been. That'd be interesting take. All right, I'll finish with this. Thank you.